But yeah, at least in my home, you've been here.
Yeah.
It's kind of clean today.
Looks great.
The bathroom's probably not up to code, but the problem is with cleaning a toilet is you have to put your hand in the toilet. So, not Ron's first priority.
And you have a ridiculous... I don't know if it's me and the toilet I have in my house, like my new house. Huge toilet. It's like extended bowl, you know?
Really?
I'm never worried about like pinching my little thingy in there.
Okay.
I mean, I'm still worried about it. I'll never not be worried about it. But, yeah, your toilet here is tiny.
Oh, yeah.
Is it not smaller than a normal toilet?
Yeah, I mean, it's jammed. But the one when I lived like downtown by school,
yeah,
that was the weirdest. Like, that was the weirdest tiny toilet ever. The house that Whitney and I had together, the toilet in our like main floor bathroom, aka only bathroom, yeah, that was angled. It was at like a weird angle, for, like just to make most space. I guess we didn't do it. It was like that.
Yeah.
But I hated that bathroom. It had those glass things in the wall that are like glass bricks that you can't see through.
Yeah.
I hated that. I know you can see a blob of my dong from the other side. Like,
yeah.
I don't want this.
Yeah, at least make it clear so you can see that it's not like a bubble.
No moles!
Yeah.
Because I have a lot of moles.
Yeah.
So I feel like I need to prove that. Like, wear a t-shirt with my wiener on it. Oh, no mole over here. Yeah, I feel like that's the thing that I have to, like, quantify to people. Be like, hey, they stop at a certain point.
Yeah.
And then they pick up again.
I have skin tags. You know, like these little guys.
Yeah. You just leave them? Isn't that a mole?
I mean, I'd call that a mole.
Oh, okay.
I have moles, too. My parents are always like, you need to get your moles checked out at the doctor. And I'm like, yeah.
Did I? Oh, I haven't even told you.
What's up?
So I get my moles checked.
Oh, you still have nipples?
Yeah. Well, I have another one. This guy?
Yeah.
Not a mole.
Nipple?
Yeah. Lawrence Rutherford. Isn't that crazy?
Congratulations.
I know. And they ask you, you know, like, do they feel any different?
Yeah.
You know, like if you rub your hand over,
This
I'm
one
like,
gets
first of
my
all,
dick hard.
I'm not caressing too much. But I was like, honestly, there's only one that has sensation at all. It's right here. And she was like, she's like, not a mole.
There's a nipple. Congratulations.
Thanks.
I wonder if...
It's exciting.
I wonder if these are nipples.
That would be
They're
awesome.
the same color as my nipples. Brown.
Yeah, I've been toting this thing around my whole life. Didn't even know
I'm
it.
just thinking it was a mole.
Yeah. I guess, I mean, it's totally different than all my other moles.
Yeah. Also different than all your other nipples.
Yeah.
You know?
It's
They're much
from a
smaller, no areola.
different factory.
I know that they're different parts, but it'd be very funny if you had, like, just an areola.
I kind of feel ripped off that I don't have one.
Yeah.
Where's the third area, baby?
That's my favorite part of it.
Yeah, but apparently most of the time they don't have that.
No. I've seen
Not equipped.
a couple third nipples, but none of them had areolas.
Yeah.
Except for maybe the one from, I don't know, that movie. With the three-boobed woman. There's a couple.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, Mallrats, she has three nipples, but one of them's gum. I was just reading that analysis, that Mallrats script analysis.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
The one you wrote?
Yeah. A lot of errors.
Yeah?
A lot of grammar issues, which is weird. Not with, like, the screenwriting format, just with regular paragraph writing. I really loved commas.
Yeah. I still do.
Yeah. I was using way too many.
I mean, I think you and I probably both write, like, analysis or research papers kind of in our own voice.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what, like, I know that I'm not the best analyst or essay writer or whatever, but I think teachers have really appreciated in the past that, like, I put a spin on it, I have humor, you know, like, I'll put things in parentheses that are like, by the way, this is a funny thing about this that, like...
Little side.
Yeah. Like, I wrote a reflection on an interview with Ray Bradbury, right?
Yeah.
The majority of the paper was about how one time you told me Fahrenheit 51 was published in Playboy for like $400.
Yeah.
And like that was a really long part of the essay. And then the second part was like about how I forgot that this essay was due, so I had to go to Barnes and Noble at like 9 o'clock during a blizzard, and my roommate had to get meatloaf materials, and then I like go off into what we did at the grocery store, and then how we got home when I read the interview. The meatloaf was done, and then I wrote this paper.
Nice.
And it was like very little about Ray Bradbury.
But it's interesting though. Like, yeah, that's cool. It's a voice. And
yeah.
There's candor. Like, people love candor. That's what I've learned. People just be a little honest and make it kind of funny.
You know that hit song that was remixed by or repurposed by
Aaron
Carter. I want candor.
Oh, absolutely. That's where I learned about it, because I was like, what's this guy talking about? So, internet.
It's something. I'll tell you what.
That CD was always in Aaron's Party. Was always in my mom's car.
What a terrible name for a CD.
So stupid.
Aaron's Party.
Well, now Aaron's Party is like lasting too long, and it's like all meth.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, you need a hamburger.
Right.
Put
You're
down
26. You look 95.
Yeah. He's like, I don't know. His face is way too skinny, and he's just getting in weird trouble. He's in that phase where it's like, oh, you're getting in Andy Dick trouble now.
Yeah. I was really famous. Then I was partially famous.
My brother's still famous, but I'll never reach that. I think that's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Is like, his brother doesn't have to do anything ever again, and he'll always be like half Beatle status.
And that's Justin Timberlake?
It's the other band. It's
Nick Carter.
Backstreet Boys. Yeah. Nick Carter.
Never really got into either of those bands.
I have a couple NSYNC songs on my telephone, but Backstreet Boys was always too much. Like, if you bought that, you liked Backstreet Boys. If you liked NSYNC, you liked pop music, and you know, I think they were both like managed by the same guy, which was really weird.
I want to say he managed like 98 Degrees as well.
Something crazy like that. Yeah, like he was like printing.
And all those bands started out with like 10 dudes in them. And just slowly over time, like, he just chopped them out.
Oh, really?
He's like, yeah. They were just like auditions.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. They weren't like bands that formed organically, obviously.
No. You didn't have 5 friends who were like, you know what? We all love choreographing dances and singing songs about girls.
We're all so good at this.
And we're all very good looking. And we always have one friend who can grow weird facial hair.
Yeah, early.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like all those bands had some sort of weird goatee or weird sideburns. Maybe a soul patch here or there. Justin Timberlake's hair in general.
Yeah, the one and only time I've ever seen Justin Timberlake in person, he had NSYNC hair going because he was shooting The Social Network.
Sure.
And he had like his long boy band hair. Like, it's not long hair, but it's long for him, but it just stays on top of his head. It just gets longer.
Super
curly.
tight curl, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, can I make one suggestion?
Yeah.
Drop the.
Just Facebook. It's clean.
Yeah, nice.
You know that the young lady that's in that scene, her dad is Don Johnson. Her mom is Melanie Griffith.
Really?
Yeah. So, you know, she probably had to work really hard for that role.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a role.
It's a huge role. I wonder if she was just like, I mean, I don't remember how old she was, but, you know, one day, you know, I think for this year, Christmas, Dad, it's a normal sentence. I want to be in a movie.
Put me in a Sorkin movie.
Yeah. And he's like, well, I'll see what I can do.
Sure.
Sorkin's got that one about the internet page he's been talking about. I don't know Don Johnson off the top of my head.
I think that's his name, Don Johnson. You would know his face. He's like 90s and before. He was like a leading like guy in movies.
Okay, sure.
That's his name, Don Johnson.
Yeah.
Because now that sounds like, now when I say Don Johnson, I think of the weird cop from Andy Griffith's show. That like incompetent moron.
And that was the dad.
No, he was the dad was the sheriff.
Is that Don
Knotts?
Don Knotts.
Okay, it is Don Johnson. That's it. I'm thinking of the right guy. Don Knotts is the moron.
I had so like the ghost of. It's funny that I could just hear you scratching your head with this mic setup.
Really? Yeah, they catch it. Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
A little bit? I don't know, maybe not. Maybe I'm just throwing you under the bus for
I'm a head scratcher.
Having a dry scalp.
I scratch.
And that's fine. You know, scratch that itch if you got it.
Got it.
That's what I always say. You know, especially if it's not in an inappropriate place. Because then it's like, you know, use some judgment or whatever. We would watch The Ghost of Mr. Chicken a lot on like road trips when I was growing up.
Yeah.
It's a Don Knotts movie. A lot of physical comedy, a lot of goofy, you know, Don Knotts type stuff.
Yeah.
And I loved it. And then one year I got like a 4-pack of movies.
Yeah.
One was called The Reluctant Astronaut, Ghost of Mr. Chicken. One of them he was a cowboy. There was a duel.
It was all just Don Knotts.
All Don Knotts,
Mania.
like lead role, very, very funny. Then,
Yeah.
I rewatched them. You know, I don't know, middle of high school. Oh man, that's what people considered comedy at some point in time.
Not holding up.
No. Not for me. And maybe because I held it at such high regard because of like.
Well, and you've seen so much more
childhood
content since then.
Oh yeah, I love content.
And you had it up on a pedestal because
Yeah.
you remembered it being so great.
Like when I rewatched Mystery Men for the first time in 10 years.
Oh yeah.
Nothing better, you know.
Oh, you liked it?
Loved it.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
I hate it when you go back to one that you loved and you're like, no,
Yeah,
this was
yeah,
bad.
yeah.
I was dumb.
I mean, rewatching like the Mighty Ducks series, you know, every time you see it, you're like, this isn't plausible. But then you're like, Charlie's got a big heart.
Charlie's got a big
Yeah.
heart.
I really
And a
want
mom
to
that
write.
needs love.
Oh, absolutely. I'll write I'll write D4, you know. I don't know what it'll be about. Charlie will definitely be the coach.
I'll be Goldberg because he can't.
Yeah.
I actually just read a thing about him today. He went into treatment.
Really?
Yeah.
What for?
Well, he was arrested like a week or two ago or something, and his mugshot was like going around the nets, and he looked 70,
Really?
and he looks like he weighs like 85 pounds. Like,
oh, wow.
He looked very, very elderly, and he's like my age. He's not that much older than me.
No, for sure. I mean, he was a child in D3, D2.
Yeah, like, and I was those kids' age when I was watching those movies.
Sure.
They would have been like in Pee Wee's, and I would have been Mites or Squirts, basically.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
probably why I was so into it, because I was like, this is the life I play hockey in Minnesota as a child. This is the world.
I was into it.
Yeah.
You know, I loved it.
I would play games where they would have games like a lot of the games in the movie were at Parade Stadium in
Sure.
Minneapolis, right by like the Sculpture Garden, Walker Sculpture Garden. And we would play there for showcase leagues and stuff. We would have games there and stuff, and I was just like, this is like beyond cool.
That's
for me.
unreal. Yeah.
Yeah. Hockey was cool. I got to like be a grown up playing hockey. Like, you know, the game lasts an hour, and then like driving to and from the game was like another 2 hours or so, especially for showcase leagues because everybody's from everywhere.
Yeah,
Nobody's
yeah.
from the same town.
I was on a couple showcase teams.
Those are interesting.
We
You meet new people.
Always had to come to the cities to play.
Yeah.
Is it just a Minnesota league? Or like
I
Midwest,
don't know.
like the hub is like...
It's got to be.
Yeah.
Because this is like hockey state of hockey.
That's
Yeah.
what they call it, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like 10,000 ice rinks during the winter. The state of...
Right.
Like...
Well, yeah.
Make up your mind.
We would practice outside sometimes. That sucked. That was a nightmare.
If we ever got the opportunity to do that, awesome.
Oh, that wasn't regular for you guys?
No. Because
There's way too many hockey players and not enough rinks. And there was a lot of like indoor rinks where we lived, but
well, I mean,
not enough.
Right? In my town, it's one set of kids playing in the rink every week.
So that's like luxurious. Yeah.
And when I was I have no idea how old I was. Probably before Pee Wee's, they turned the old rink into a glass factory, which is what it was before, and then built a new rink with like two separate sheets of ice, the red rink and the blue rink.
Really?
And so like never had scheduling conflicts. It was amazing.
That's awesome.
Yeah, like
it was a treat to practice inside for us. It was like, whoa, indoor practice.
I mean, our rinks were like hot. People from Marshall, Minnesota, or I don't know. The people from the cities that would come play games. They'd comment. They'd be like, "Why is your rink so hot? We're like sweating way too much."
Oh, like the
on the ice, like
oh really?
No, yeah, it was just like a warm.
Oh,
it was super nice.
I liked those though because you could wear like nothing under.
I did.
Yeah, those were the best when you're just wearing boxers like under your stuff. There were games where I would be barefoot.
I never did that. I don't. My dad would buy skates like these will fit you for 3 years. So he'd buy them 2 sizes too big. And
really?
Sure enough, no.
Oh, it's like, dude, you're supposed to buy skates a size smaller than your shoe.
Yeah, we didn't know that getting the first pair I got,
okay.
which I wore for like 8 years, which is
yeah
asinine compared to like...
Hockey's so expensive, though.
And the people that I played with would get new skates every year.
I was never that kid.
No, me either. Wood sticks, brothers' shoulder pads and shin pads until they were like out of commission.
Yeah.
My dad wanted me to use my brother's red helmet. They were the first year that had red helmets.
Oh, okay.
We had red helmets, but he was, he's nearly a decade older than me.
Yeah.
I was like, Dad, I'm not going to wear that helmet. It's not up to code. He wore it for 3 seasons.
Well, yeah, there's stickers on them that say when they expire.
Yeah.
They have expiration dates, just like car seats and bananas.
He still wears it driving the moped around town.
Really? Your dad does?
Yeah.
God, your dad's awesome.
No face mask, just driving around. He'll drive it from like, I don't know, late March when the snow starts melting till early November when it starts falling. And it's like, man, you're crazy. He's only crashed it like 4 times.
Really?
I think he
later down.
I think he put it down once or twice. Definitely once. My brother.
Coach, what are you doing?
My brother, the front wheel like fell off. I think while he was driving and like flipped it one time. And him and his ex-girlfriend.
That was just how he was helping her.
Current wife.
Oh really?
Yeah.
He's not good at that.
No, it's a Scott Ackerman bit, I think. But she was on it, and they got kind of scared of mopeds, and it's a really silly vehicle to be afraid of. I can think of 9 cars that are scarier than a moped. I can think of a bike that I'd rather not get hit by, but I didn't experience it either. I'd wipe out on gravel coming home too fast. But
really?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever even ridden a moped.
I'd be like turning off of asphalt onto gravel going
just
25,
different
30
traction.
miles an hour. Yeah. Just scoots out from under you. What happened to the mirror? Somebody stole it.
They're worth a fortune.
Know. Yeah. Somebody put it in their locker, Dad. I don't know who. How do you know it's in their locker? I don't know. Is it in your locker? Somebody took it. You're talking in circles. Shut up, Dad.
You're a square. That's awesome.
1 mirror is cooler than 2.
Steve, my stepdad, Esteban. He always promised me a moped. Hope you're listening, Steve. Calling you out.
Hey, Steve, if you're listening, give this kid a moped.
I always said, if you get a job when you're 16, I'll get you a moped so you can drive to work on your own. Dude, I had a job when I was 14 at Valley Fair. But, to be fair, not legal to drive, and there's no legal path to get from Burnsville to Shakopee on a moped.
Strictly, like, freeway.
Yeah, I was still like, I can't believe you. Yeah, I probably would have gone for it.
Right on those, sound makers on the side of it.
I'm just liquid by the time I get to work every day.
But boy, am I relaxed.
But never happened. I never got my moped. He always thought, he'll just work at McDonald's, which is, on the other side of the neighborhood.
Sorry, Steve. I'm selling French fries somewhere else. That's what you did, right?
I worked at Friar Tuck's. That's what it was called. Tiny little shack of a place making... All we had were French fries and, a soda fountain.
That's crazy.
Yeah, you could put cheese on the fries, or we had chili.
And it was nacho cheese, right?
Yeah, it was the devil.
And this is where your hatred of cheese comes from?
Oh no, I was born with it.
Okay.
This was just another hurdle.
Sure.
I have this little burn mark. That's from the hot cheese dripping on me.
Sure.
I
always thought that was a tattoo.
I was so disgusted with people when they would order that. I would just be like, "No,
what is wrong with you?
Can't have it. We're out. We were never out."
For those listening, because this is an audio medium, I feel the need to explain that you have a tattoo on your forearm, just under where you pointed.
Yeah.
For your scar.
Same real estate.
Just picture an arm with a tattoo on it.
And then a tiny scar that you would never notice unless it was pointed out. But it's a scar that this is my Voldemort
Yeah.
Scar. You know, like This Is My Lightning.
I don't get that reference. I'm not a nerd.
Oh, I just started the series like a few months back with the boy. So
Watching the movies or reading the books?
we started with the books.
Oh, cool. Cool.
We got through the first one, and then he at least he was honest with me, but he was like, I watched the first two at Chase's house. And I was like, okay. And then I was like, you know what, dude? Just enjoy them at your own rate. Like, have fun. And since then, they're all at the library where I work and go to school.
The movies or the books?
The movies.
Okay.
So he's seen all the movies now. And honestly, those books
were the final
suck.
ones kind of scary?
I've only watched the first movie.
Oh, okay.
But wait.
So he's seen all the movies?
Yeah, he's seen them all. He knows like the universe and everything.
Any
he knows
existential crisis after seeing 7?
No.
Oh man.
No.
You should. I mean, I watched all those movies in a week when I lived in Duluth, just to kind of.
Well, he probably doesn't understand it super.
Sure. I mean, it's bleak for sure. Even the color schemes of those movies go from.
Aren't they like walking through the woods for most of it? Because like they were.
No,
I was here while they were
Fellowship
playing.
of the Ring.
Like I was in the same area when they were on. I just wasn't. I was doing other stuff.
You know, like in 6, maybe 7, Dobby dies. Ron and
Did I say that right?
Dobby's
Though
the
Voldemort is that the guy who
Housewealth?
Who's the guy who
the name you shouldn't say?
Yeah. Is that Voldemort?
I think so.
Right?
Voldemort?
Yeah, that's like the bad guy of the movie. It sounds like Two Faces.
No face.
Yeah. Okay.
The guy in the first book had 2 faces.
Yeah, he like turns his head around. Yeah, and then after that, it's just like a weird lack of a face, kind of.
Would you believe that I've never read those books and I wasn't allowed to?
Like in your house, it wasn't allowed?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, weird.
Yeah. I mean, I can do whatever I want now. I'm an adult. Yeah,
sure.
Pop a wheelie.
You can borrow one. I have.
No, somebody gave me the first 3 books
So
and I threw them away.
Really?
No, I donated them, but I didn't read them.
Maybe I have the ones you donated. I bought them from second-hand store.
Was it a box set of like 1 through 3 or 4?
No, I found them separate. Loser. One of them was like highlighted too. I was like, what the fuck? You're highlighting Harry Potter.
Was it just spells or was it like?
No, it was like the parts like when huge things would happen, like when like obvious story like plot points are like laid out. Yeah, it was like really clear. Whitney has that one now. That was just the first one. She wanted to. She's like, I'm gonna read them. She got through the first one. She's like, not for me.
Yeah.
I was like, exactly. And it's hard to read out loud too. Like I didn't know the voices either.
So many different.
There's a lot of different characters, and Hagrid speaks crazy, like year, and you know, instead of you, it's YER.
Yeah.
And like, yeah. So I hated that, and Hagrid is. There's a lot of his dialogue in the first book, especially in the first half of the first book.
Sure.
But then I watched the movie. Hagrid's probably my favorite character in the movie besides Snape, I think is his name.
Sure. Professor Snape.
Yeah, who's like super pale with like bro hair.
That guy's dead now, but he was in Dogma.
He's dead in real life?
I think so.
Dang it.
Right? Can you think of his name?
Is it Gary Oldman?
No,
that's the guy that Kevin uses, I think, sometimes. Kevin Smith. I don't know him.
I don't know. He played like the angel messenger
in Dogma.
Yeah.
Can I get a fucking chair? That guy. He had like the steel wings.
Yeah.
Oh, what's his name? Jason Mewes always would call him out for forgetting his lines. That's the script that Jason memorized everybody's lines. What the fuck is his name?
I'm looking it up right now. Sorry, Alan Rickman.
Rickman. Yeah, I didn't want to disappoint that Rickman dude.
Yeah.
Kevin Smith, why did you memorize everybody's lines? I didn't want to disappoint that Rickman dude. He ended up forgetting all his fucking lines. And Kevin was like, that was one day in one scene.
Yeah.
But apparently, like, at the end of...
like, level jumping Alan Rickman. Like, dude, you gotta think about yourself for a second here.
Well, I guess Kevin, like, put the fear of God into him, because he's like, Alan Rickman is on this movie, so he's like, you need to come correct, and, like, he's a Brit. They invented acting. Like, you need to...
Sure. Yeah.
You need to, like, be an actor for this one. And I guess that scared him enough to Kevin's like, "Where's your script?" When they went to like one of the first table reads, Kevin's like, "Where's your script?" And Jason's like, "I don't need it." And he was like, "Memorized all your parts?" And he's like, "Everyone else's too." And so Kevin was like, "Bullshit." So he picked a scene that was between Ben and Matt, and they went back and forth.
Yeah.
And he was like doing the corresponding dialogue. He's like, "What? Why did you do that?" And he's like, "Didn't want to disappoint that Rickman dude."
Oh man. So he did that on his own fruition to like, because he wanted.
Kevin
like,
just scared
approval.
the shit out of him. Yeah, because he was like, "Oh no, they're gonna catch me. They're gonna find out I'm not an actor."
Oh man,
yeah,
that's kind of sad.
Well, yeah, and then in that same episode, Kevin was. That's from. It's from one of the very first episodes of Jay and Bob Get Old.
Sure.
And that's also the episode where Kevin's like, "That's when I realized that like, I took you off the farm and brought you to Paris." And realized that like I couldn't take you back to the farm, but you didn't have any business in Paris anymore either. And he's like, that's when I realized I did that to you.
And you say Paris, like Paris?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
But that's how he says it when he's talking.
Sure,
and then he
sure.
says, and I don't mean Paris, Texas. But he was like, I showed you this better life, but it wasn't sustainable for you. Like
Sure.
you kind of came in and did the things that were written for you. But that wasn't going to keep happening, and like...
I mean, he's been in a few things
now
outside
it's
of
fine.
Kevin. But,
yeah.
I mean, I
but,
don't
like,
think he's
back
employable.
then it was super bleak. Well, he
Yeah.
wasn't employable then, because like he would get on a set and somebody would get a hold of Kevin and be like, Jason was fine the first week, but now he's like super punchy and won't wear short sleeve shirts, like even when his character is wearing short sleeves, like he's refusing to wear short sleeves, and then Kevin would be like, "Oh, drugs again."
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, he was super unemployable, and he would go back to New Jersey and like move in with his mom, and they would like do drugs together, and then till she eventually died.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had like
not the best relationship.
He had a rough life, but it's a super listening to like the first 5 episodes of Jay and Silent Bob Get Old. I've listened to them at least like 50 times all the way through. You can do it in an afternoon. They're pretty short. It's like 50 minutes probably each episode.
Sure.
So good. Such a cool background story of all of them and like their friendship, and it's like uplifting, because as far as I know, if he's telling the truth, he's still sober. Now that's been a long time.
Yeah. They've reset, right? Like the count every episode they say like,
yeah, like early in the episode, and if they don't, it's in the description.
Nice.
It'll be at the very bottom. It'll say like 7 years, this many days.
they try and slip like the reset by not mentioning it in the episode and just being like,
Yeah.
oh, by the way, Jay's using again.
Step 1 meeting, yeah. Yeah, I guess that's what happens. I didn't know that, but if you like, if one of the AA or NA meetings that you go to, if you go there and you're like, hey, I relapsed, everybody has to start over, and you all, not like in your sobriety, obviously, but you have to start over. If you're on like a step 10 meeting, you have to start over and do step 1 meeting.
Sure.
That's crazy. So, but that
I mean, that makes
keeps
sense.
people accountable, I would assume. It has like a oddly low success rate, but
I don't know. It would, if it works for you, it works for you.
That's good.
Yeah.
I used to go with my dad sometimes when I was a kid, but I was just like, he was a different person in there, and I was just like, this is too weird to see. He was like performing.
Oh, sure.
He was
So not
he was doing a
better.
bit. No, he was funny. He would get laughs, He was always a funny guy. Not to me, because he's my dad. But like growing up, that was always, oh, your dad's so funny, and he was a very like, if I called him like on a Tuesday, and I was like, hey, I'm gonna stay over at XYZ's house, he'd be like, all right, like as long as I let him know, I could do whatever the hell I wanted from like a really early age.
Man, my dad wasn't funny, and I couldn't do that stuff even if I asked.
Well, I didn't think my dad was funny. I thought he was painfully not funny. But we did agree on some things that we both thought was funny. Like, Tommy Boy is the only movie I've ever seen my dad watch more than one time. And that's just because he was like, dude, Chris Farley doesn't get better.
I think
he loves Chris Farley.
I feel like my dad's watched that movie a ton of times, but like not because he wanted to, but because he was on a bus with 40 young college boys.
It's a crowd pleaser.
Going to a football movie.
Who would not like
It's very funny.
Tommy Boy? I love Tommy Boy.
Hey, if you're sleeping on Tommy Boy, check it out. It's a great movie. 5 stars.
Dude, I kind of wish you are. Like, I kind of hope for you that you are. What a great thing to discover
Oh, absolutely.
this late in life.
And it's not like a movie like Goonies where everybody who saw it has fond memories because it was a movie, filmed for 12, 13-year-olds. Tommy Boy was made for everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody can watch that and enjoy it, past the time frame, which it was.
Yeah. It's just a good Lorne Michaels
and he
thing.
He hasn't made a lot of good stuff.
A lot of his stuff was not for me. Like the Austin Powers series. I liked the first one. I thought was funny. I was right at that age where that was funny to me, but
I saw him when I was like 17 or 18 for the first time.
Yeah, that wouldn't hold up probably.
I laughed so hard.
Which one? Did you watch the first one first?
I think I watched the second one. Okay. I haven't seen all of them. A
lot of toilet humor. Like literally toilet humor.
Yeah.
Lots of poop and pee.
But that specific moment in time, like I was watching it at Mike's house, Mike, my old enemy and roommate. Like 6 or 7 people, I don't know. And everybody's watching it, they've all seen it, they're like, whatever.
Yeah, they're expecting...
Old Sam's just like...
Did you know that was going to happen?
Yeah. You call him Mini-Me because he's smaller and he looks like the other guy.
It's funny if you've seen Lorne Michaels speak before you watch it.
Oh, for sure.
Because Mike Myers is
doing
a total impression of Lorne Michaels for Dr. Evil, and he sounds just like it. We'd love to have you on the show. Like, he sounds just like Lorne Michaels once you've like heard him speak. So that makes it...
That's a pretty good
Lorne. Is it? Should
I tag it? Should I tag him when I upload this to the internet?
At Lorne.
Yeah.
At on the show.
Please listen and validate me, Lorne Michaels.
Well, I did write that show.
I just watched all of 30 Rock, which is a Lorne Michaels Tina Fey joint.
That one's alright.
Love it. I'm gonna go ahead and say it's better than The Office.
I can't ever agree with that.
And so is Parks and Rec.
I can't agree with that either. Parks and Rec is also a fantastic show. But
I would go Parks and Rec as far as NBC shows from that era go.
Which they had a great era.
And like parenthetical workplace comedies.
Yeah.
Put The Office third.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, The Office has such a place in my heart. Watched it yesterday.
Not saying it's bad. I enjoy it, but if I want to watch a workplace comedy, I'm going with the other two.
I own all of The Office, and I don't own any of the other ones. Except there's episodes of 30 Rock and episodes of
Parks and Rec
on The Office DVDs, like in the extras and some of them, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Like, yeah, what was the one? The Hunting Trip is one of them.
Sure. And you love bonus reel type material. The
I watched that before I watched the actual seasons.
Really?
I watched deleted scenes first because The Office, they have so many. The first season, the deleted scenes are like just as long as if you watch the seasons all the way through. I love that.
It's something you don't get with streaming sites now.
No.
Like, I was just talking with a homie and he's like, I don't really understand why you keep DVDs. It's like, well,
I love DVDs.
There's so much content on there that I want to watch. Like the reason I have Psych seasons 1 through 6.
Yeah.
And not 7 through 8 because my family stopped giving me them for Christmas presents. I don't know why. So hey, shout out! I need seasons 7 and 8 still.
Of Psych.
Yeah.
Sweet.
But it comes with commentary. It comes with deleted scenes. It comes with like an alternate ending.
Commentary. That's also fantastic. Bloopers are my least
Bloopers are funny if it's like
fine. Just to watch once, maybe.
I guess it wouldn't really be a blooper in a comedy reel. It would be a deleted scene.
No, but The Office has separate. Like they have deleted scenes that actually carry the narrative, but there's just scenes that you don't see. But then they actually have where people laugh. It's mostly just breaking character and stuff, which that's funny to watch every now and then. You're like, oh, they're human.
Yeah.
But then it's like, I get it.
I think what's bad about that show is that they're all too human. They're all too normal.
Yeah.
None of them
painfully normal.
In Parks and Rec, they're all super unique characters.
Diverse backgrounds.
30 Rock, you have people playing actual goofy characters. Tracy Jordan is a very
in that one, the
crazy
setting kind of allows that. Because it's he's a weirdo. He has this show. He's a weirdo on a TV show. Or he's just this famous, over the top guy. Yeah. So that was a perfect setting for a show, and that show was just cool because it was I want to know what's in there.
It's a show kind of about SNL.
Yeah, and isn't nightly news shot in there and stuff, and
I think so.
The
In the
morning
actual
shows
30
and stuff.
Rockefeller.
Plaza.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's a very interesting place.
It'd be sweet to go
choose.
take a tour, Kenneth.
I would.
Kenneth the Page would give us a tour. I think I
Is
talked
that
to
his character?
Yeah, that's Jack McBrayer.
Yeah.
Who's
Wait, which one's his real name?
Jack McBrayer.
That's the
Plays
guy's name.
Kenneth the Page.
Plays. Okay.
You know Jack, right? I think that's his name. McBrayer.
Yeah, he's in stuff.
Yeah, super big
He's been
smile,
around
very
for a long
goofy,
time.
kind of hickey guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I might have talked about 30 Rock being a better show than The Office and Parks and Rec on last week's episode, and it might have just been yelling at someone in the street.
It's just me in your driveway.
Yeah.
Sam, The Office probably is first place.
But I don't know. It's kind of how I think it is. Everybody has different tastes, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Thank goodness. I don't know. Yeah.
You don't want everybody to like what you like. You don't get spirited conversations.
Well, and liking those more than one another, to me, that's fine, because I can get down with those three. But it was like in the 90s, if I was like, did you watch Seinfeld yesterday? It was a rerun, but did you watch it? And somebody's like, no, I watched Ally McBeal. I was like, well, that's it. I guess.
Yeah.
What happened to our friendship?
I mean,
I can't, the shows back then were so, polarizingly different, to where, Parks and Rec was clearly dreamt up and or, written by some of the same people. Had to have been.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like they were the
Office?
same show, that just split off
Um,
into two or something. But
I don't know the origin story for Parks and Rec. I'm pretty sure it was the first season was thrown together really quick because Community got canceled for the second time, and so
they come back after that though again?
Yeah. So they needed a half season filler. So the first season's 6 episodes.
Yeah. That's one I didn't watch. I would maybe go through and watch Community, but
oh sure,
I didn't watch Community. I've seen all of Parks and Rec.
I really like
Some
Community,
of 30 Rock.
but I don't go back to that one as frequently as the 3 shows that were.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna put Psych on there because that's a workplace comedy, but it's not on NBC.
Yeah, that's
And it's
cable.
it's not even a sitcom. It's an hour-long drama.
Single camera?
With a lot of comedy. Yeah. Only the best, baby.
Yeah.
You watching anything good nowadays? You got any art in your life?
Dude, I'm still watching my weird-ass YouTube channels that I get sucked into. Don's Family Vacations. Dude, he's doing so great. Oh, I gotta hit up Don with another email soon. He's looking fantastic. Hair's growing back. He's got a transatlantic cruise coming up in September. Can't wait to hear about it.
Who's Don? I know Don.
Don is just this guy. His YouTube channel is called Don's Family Vacations. Don's a travel agent. He lives out of Canada. And he just he uploads a video. It's usually a video a day. They're 7 to up to maybe 20 minutes at the most. And he just talks about his experiences cruising, gives you cruising tips. I've never been on a cruise, dude. I think maybe that's why I like it. I like to watch it while I'm eating. And he just talks of 20 things never to do on a cruise, or 20 things all first-time cruisers should do. Drink packages, are they worth it? It's just tons of videos like that. I've seen them all. But it's not so much the content as when I started watching them, I watched a few, and then all of a sudden, he started to look bad. He got dark bags under his eyes, and he just started to look weird. And then he told us, his dear fans, he doesn't have a big fan base. He's not even getting in the hundreds of thousands of views.
Oh, sure.
Some of them only get
You just stumbled across him.
I just stumbled across it somehow.
You were researching cruises, I imagine.
I imagine I was watching. Cruise Ship Diaries is one that I watched. That's an old show that it was like a reality show about people that lived and worked on cruise ships.
Okay, yeah.
I used to watch that, so I was watching old episodes of that. But he announced that he had cancer, and he was going through all this stuff. So then, for months after, he's just not looking good and lost his hair. And
still going on cruises.
Still going on
making
cruises.
Videos.
Still making videos.
I love it.
Cruises all the time.
And no thought goes through your mind that this is a publicity stunt? Like he's like,
no, he is so genuine and
I'm
sweet.
on the cusp.
He is such low production, and like it's just a guy, and he just wherever he's standing in front of is probably at his house. There's just a green screen, and he just takes footage. He'll just set his camera on the balcony of his cruise, and it's just waves going by, and that's what's behind him.
Nice.
When he's doing his thing.
Yeah.
And it's super low production. No, he's so genuine and sweet. He'll if you don't even book a cruise with him, you just send him an email. He'll write you back like that day. And if you have questions about like other people's cruises or stuff like that, he'll like answer whatever you want. He's just a genuine dude.
Yeah. Don,
and I don't know why. I just got sucked into Don's life, and he's doing great now. Hair's back.
That's great.
Always wears like white, like button up, like Bahama guy shirts.
Dude,
that, like
nice.
the first few are unbuttoned.
Yeah.
He couldn't be more Canadian.
That's my kind of style. What kind of pants? Are they also white?
I think so, but you really don't
Drawstring?
see. You only see like waist up
Sure.
on Don. And then he'll always like preface what the video is going to be. You know, hi, welcome back to Don's family vacation. And then he'll always say, hope you're having a great week or weekend. It's always specific to whatever day of the week it is. You know, it'll be like, he'll say week or weekend if it's whatever it is. And then,
say it's a Friday.
oh,
Have a good
weekend. I think he would go with weekend if it was
I would.
Friday.
Yeah.
And then he'll preface a little bit like, in this video, we're going to talk about the 20 things I wish I knew as a first-time cruiser. But right after this, and then it's like the cheapest, like one note, like two fingers on a keyboard could play the song, probably one. And it's dun 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 dun, and then that's it. And it's just a couple pictures of cruise ships, and then it's right back to him. There's no reason for him to like cut away to that intro.
Yeah.
Like no reason. That's my only criticism would be like, hey, just so you know, I skipped the first minute of every one of your videos to get past that weird intro.
Yeah.
Because you re-announce what you're doing.
You should let him know.
I guess, but he's so great.
I don't know. And
I
like,
don't want to discourage
people
him.
might hit the 15-second fast forward button on my podcast to get rid of, get through that crappy
the intro.
intro.
I like it.
It's all, it's all right. I concocted it one night laying in bed on my not my laptop, iPad.
GarageBand?
Yeah.
Cool.
So, thanks GarageBand. It's
Isn't that free now?
yeah. Well, it came on my computers.
Yeah, me too. I never use it though.
It'd be crazy if it wasn't free to like use what you create on it though. So this whole time I've been putting out these podcasts.
Oh, but you have to like pay the license.
Yeah,
To
with,
take it off.
with copyrighted music and like also copyrighted my own voice somehow. And, oh
Not
man,
to you though.
yeah, I could get sued one day for a lot of money. We've all been there.
The person
I'll
would
cross
realize
that bridge when I need to.
that it would cost too much.
I'm not making any money. Don didn't give us any money to do this,
It costs a fortune too. To sue somebody is expensive.
Oh, for sure. And I'm pretty low P's right now. Low P's on the totem pole.
Yeah, no one's gonna.
Popular
sue.
adage.
I wouldn't be worried about it, and as long as you're not playing like complete songs, like as long as you're not playing like "Beat It" in every episode,
Oh
like,
yeah.
some super valuable.
No, it's
property.
a free song every episode. Free full song.
When do you play it? At the end?
Oof. Yeah.
I don't remember a full song being before, like during the pod though.
No, not during the pod. It's like
That's how you end it?
yeah. Like what song do you want on the end of this one?
Oh, I don't know.
There are 5 delightful flavors in a lifesaver scroll. Yeah, my grandma used to say I got a sentimental scroll. Well, my grandma was a waitress, my mom was a waitress, and I am a waitress too. Yeah, your daddy was a dog who punched you right in the head. You said, fuck you, Dad, I hate you, and that's just what you meant. Well, your dad was a cock, I bet his dad was a cock. Yeah, but you're no cock, you see. No, to me, you are the Great Wall of China. Yeah, to me, you are the Golden Gate of Hell. Yeah, to me, you are college championships and hockey. Yeah, to me, you are the lies that you tell. Well, it's true that I still love you. For how long?